In some of the programs that you would be looking at, especially the sample code that I have uploaded for you, you might see this big line here. What does it mean, you might ask, right? It's very simple. What this is, you see the console.readLine. That means it's reading the input from the user. This is reading the data from the user. Reading data from the user. Okay? He types the data. And that's why read line reads one line whatever the user typed. And whenever the user types, it's always a string characters, right? Alphabets, whatever, digits, whatever he types. We need to convert that to integer. That's what it is, convert. So whatever this value gets passed to this function to int 32. So it converts the string to a number, to a digit, and that digit is saved in this locations, in this variable. So that probably you might wonder what this is all about. So it's very simple, right? The user types is a string. It has to be converted to a number sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to convert. If you don't have to convert, then you don't call this function. For example, the user enters his name. Name is just a string. You don't have to convert the string into a number because it's a name. Nobody has a name nobody has number as a name. But if you want to, if you're asking the user to enter age, is age, right? Then that's a number. So in that case, you have to pass to this function, right? If you so you have to do that passing. If it enters a name, then you don't have to use this convert. You don't have to use that, right? So depending upon the value you are reading, you need to either choose both or only one, right? And this one is simple. You are trying to write to the display. This is writing to the display for the user to see it. Right? This is for the display. When you're so you might see this kind of code in all the programs that you would see here. Is right. Please enter a number, and we declare a number here, and we see this because the number is integer. We're reading the line and converting to an integer, and I don't understand why we have to convert this 2 times, like a day here. Okay, that's fine. Now here, day equal to 0. If day equal to 0, we say print Sunday. See the else if day equal to 1. That means if the day equal to 1, if the condition is true, it will print Monday. If the user enters 2, for example, that would be a Tuesday. So you have to read this if then else. Okay, this is a multiple if then else. All right, so multiple if then else. So that's something. You look here, look at the code, and nested if. This is a nested if. Nested if is, nested if is, for example, nested if, how it works is, you have a if condition true, whatever that, right? If then, and this is end if. This is one if, right? internally you can have another if then else too. If then, right, then end. So this is a embedded nested, this is nested, one if then else is nested into another. You can have as many if then nested as possible. It's all up to you. You can have many different if then else statements within, right? So it doesn't matter how many of them you use. You have to use as long as they are matching. There's an end if for each and every if then else. So this is a nested if. So you can go through that program here. It talks about leap year. You have to look at the wiki on to figure out what is a leap year, and accordingly see how this is done. All right. So that marks the end of the 3 types of if then else that we did, and go over this web page, and we'll solve some problems too.